You are about to embark upon the great crusade, toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. You will bring about the elimination of Nazi tyranny over oppressed people of Europe and the security for ourselves in a free world. Those soldiers faced impossible odds, yet they carried forward because they believed in something larger than themselves, a free world, and the safety of those who could not defend themselves.
Almost 80 years earlier, another leader spoke into a different generation of soldiers. In 1864, President Abraham Lincoln addressed the 66th Ohio Regiment, thanking them for their service during the Civil War. He reminded them, and us, why their efforts mattered. For the service you have done in this great struggle which we are engaged, I present you the sincere thanks for myself and the country. It is not merely for today, but for all time to come, that we should perpetuate for our children's children this great free government, the nation worth fighting to secure an inestimable jewel. Lincoln's words remind us that freedom is not a gift handed down easily. It is something preferred through dedication, courage, and an unshakable belief in the value of this nation.
Other writers have given their testimony to the experience of war through poetry. John McCrae was a veteran of World War I from Canada and wrote this selection called In Flanders Fields. In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that marked our place, and in the sky, the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amidst the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up quarrel with the foe, to you from falling hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, through poppies grow in Flanders fields. Our veterans stood watch so that others might sleep in safety. They've left families, homes, and friends behind to serve causes greater than themselves. And when they return, they carry with them the quiet strength of those who know what it means to serve.
So today, we thank our veterans, not just with applause, but with our awareness. We remember that their courage allows us to live, learn, and gather freely in places like this. To every veteran here, and to those listening from afar, we offer our deepest gratitude. Your service has written the story of this country in bravery and hope. May we honor that legacy not just today, but every day, by living as citizens worthy of the sacrifices you have made. Once again, thank you, veterans.
So I have the distinct honor of introducing our guest speaker for us today. Chaplain Terry Pardon, a native of West Point, Mississippi, attended Blue Mountain College in Blue Mountain, Mississippi, earning his Bachelor of Arts degree from Biblical Studies in New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary, graduating with a Master's of Divinity and emphasis on pastoral ministries. I actually have a large piece of paper here that tells you all the great things he's done, but of those right there, I will say that he's a great friend. He's been a great mentor to me for many, many years. So if I'm bad, it's his fault. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Chaplain Terry Pardon.
Hear my voice, you can tell that last night something was on told me, and it just about won. So this will be short today because I will not agonize you through this. I will say this today, thank you to the students of Petal High School. This is the way it should be done. as we say in the Army, this is what right looks like. So thank you so much. You are building a legacy that you don't even understand right now. I have been called on to come talk to classes in some other school systems where students will not stand up and salute or say a pledge to the flag. When a student, anybody does that, they have disrespected some of the greatest men and women this world has ever known, not just this nation. These veterans here before you today have paved the way for freedom for millions of people across the world. Now, we can argue over politics, why we were there, or what we did. And sometimes we as veterans look back and wonder. But the truth is, these veterans that before you today have brought to this world much of what you get to experience and take for granted every day. These before you, a legacy has been mentioned several times. World War II, somewhere between 9 and 12% of the American population would serve in that war, according to how you calculate it. In America today, it would be only 1%. And I know when you're in high school, you do your best, you want to stand out. You want to be above the crowd. I want to tell you, one of the best ways that you can do that is determine that you will either honor or be the 1%. These sitting here before you today, and a couple of them that I deployed with, Mr. Ruffin, Scott and Lindy, I see a couple of you that we went across the waters with. We got to see what Americans can do when they come together and serve. I will try and be brief here. One of my heroes as a kid was Audie Murphy. I ask a show of hands, most of you would not know him. If you were from my era, you know Audie Murphy. He was on every afternoon, right, Senator Byrd? You know, every afternoon Audie Murphy was on. It was either a war movie or it was a Western. You see, Audie Murphy epitomizes these veterans that sit here today. From a sharecropping family in Texas, in the middle of a pack of 12 children, a deadbeat dad that left him, and a mama who was called home to heaven when he was 16 years old, would become the most highly decorated soldier in the Army, American Army, for what he did and what he gave. His Medal of Honor was earned at Ovire, France. He had been promoted from sergeant to lieutenant, battlefield commission. That doesn't happen today. He would find himself and his troops being attacked by an overwhelming force of Germans. He would order his men to take up defensive positions in the woods. Behind him, a tank destroyer was killed, was disabled. Those men had to flee. Audie Murphy, while the big vehicle itself was burning, would jump on it, man a 50 caliber machine gun, and managed to stop the onslaught of the German army. Himself was shot, injured while there. Now that's only one of many things he would do. So why do I use him today? Because I want you to look at these veterans right here. And I want you to think about yourself. Audie Murphy, in the scope of life, was a nobody. He was a sharecropper's son from Texas with a deadbeat dad, and at age 16 had to find other family to live with. But he found his place among what would now be the 1%. I want to tell you, students, folks that earn the Medal of Honor don't go out there and go, hey, I'm going to earn the Medal of Honor. It doesn't happen. It happens because, like these men and women who sat before you today, you simply decide to serve. And when you serve, you begin to find that there's something greater than yourself out there. And then you begin to understand, like these who sat before you today, you can come from nothing, you can come from something, but you can always be a somebody if you choose to serve. The Medal of Honor winners never said, hey, I'm going to be a Medal of Honor winner. They just did what was right, when the time was right, and when it was needed. And these that sat before you today, the others that you will honor over today, tomorrow, this week, they're the ones who said, we'll serve, we'll go. I'll close with this thought. And it is, again, to encourage our veterans and those who are currently serving. I would like for you, if you are a student here and your mom or dad serves or has served in the military, would you stand up? Let's give these a round of applause. And I did that because of this. Everyone that sits before you today is a veteran at some point received a phone call, a note, standing in formation, pack your gear and let's go. And as their family came home, they would find a living room that looked like a PX had exploded. Gear everywhere. Stuff it into bags. And then comes that time when they look at that son or daughter, that wife, other family members give them that hug and walk out the door. Let me tell you, we honor those who do extreme bravery. But it takes a lot when you walk out that door. You never know what's going to happen. One, I want to honor you as family members. You've done some hard work. Veterans, I want to honor you because you stood up, rubbed up, and walked out the door. No matter where you went or what you went through. These before you today are worthy of respect and honor. I thank you for your service, and I thank you that I've been able to serve with you.
Service to the great nation, Petal High School JRTC Veterans Day program, held on November 10th, 2025. We applaud you for your patriotism and service to our country. We would now like to recognize the oldest veteran in the room, which is Mr. William Sanford. Next, we would like to recognize the youngest veteran with us, which is Mr. Brandon Dyer. Finally, we have the veteran who's attended our program here at Petal High School the most times. That's Mr. David Ruffin.
this time, we would like to present a patriotic video created by the Petal High School digital media students and Ms. Keisha Coulter.
It's the goods and it's the glory, 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars that shines. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars shine. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate march in line, march in line. Hey. Hey.
I cherish the memories of a question my grandson asked me the other day when he said, "Grandpa, were you a heroine aboard?" Grandpa said no. But I served in a company of heroes.
Again, thank you for coming to Petal High School. Veterans, we're so thankful for what you've done for us and continue to do for this country. Thank you for coming today. But this is still a working school, so I got to make some announcements real quick to our students. First off, veterans, you're going to stay where you are as this program concludes. We're going to have a picture with you. JRTC students will stay, they know that. My students, you guys will go to second period. We're going to hop right back into a school day. But once again, guys, we're really thankful. This is a great high school. You can't do this everywhere, where we have 15 through 18-year-olds sitting all on top of each other, silent when that POW flag came through. That's awesome. That's just, really proud of our students for that. proud of our veterans, proud of what you've done for this country as well. But